Down. Here we go.
We don't need a countdown.
It wouldn't be rock and roll if we weren't 1 minute late.
Billy Morris and Todd Chase on here at the Smokin'Talk N'Roll video podcast every Tuesday night here at Audio Bay.
We missed last week.
We missed last night for sure. Why? What did we do?
You were at a basketball game, and I was sick after all the tough shows.
That's true.
And by the way, pal, good to see you.
Hey, good to be back.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a minute.
What a great night we have in store for us tonight. Got some great guests in the house. Got good things to talk about. The Browns are not one of them. But we're going to talk food. We're going to talk rock and roll. That's what we do.
We're going to talk, the same thing we always talk about. But, we've got a couple of minutes before we bring in our very special guest that I'm super fired up about. But because we were off last week, let's talk about what Tough did the week before.
Yeah, so if you are a fan of the band Tough or know about the band Tough, we did a Thursday night concert right here on this stage, right where we're at about this time. We were about 115 decibels rocking the Tough classics. We had an in-store concert.
Well, we did our first ever storyteller event, which we'd never done before, where it's kind of we didn't dress up. It was just rehearsal mode. People came in.
Why was it rehearsal mode, though? Because Stevie lives in L.A., we live in Cleveland, and T lives in Arizona,
Phoenix, yeah.
So the band doesn't get to ever play together unless we do a show. So we did a little warm-up, which was flawless. We did great. We even learned a new song.
Yeah. Well,
we learned a new 30-year-old song.
We learned a new 30-year-old song. And it was fun to play it, right? I know there was some reservations dude, we should be doing Ain't Worth a Dime or something that was a little more heavier, but it was a cool song.
It was a blast. It was called Sinner Street, and I will be honest with you, I was singing it for days on end.
Yeah, I was doing Volbeat before Volbeat was doing Volbeat.
So little story, there's a line in there, my 57 Chevy's oh so cool or way too cool.
Way too cool, yeah.
And I remember getting the Tough demo in 95. It was a brown covered cassette. I don't remember much of it, but I remember that line. All I remember is 57 Chevy because my dad has 57 Chevys. And I'm like, I wonder what song that was. And then we learned it, and it come full circle 30-some years later.
It ended up being fun. And then we played a show at the local, which was awesome, with Brad Slitt and Billy Morris and the Sunset Strip. And then we headed south down to Cincinnati for the sold-out Kenny Ozfest. And that was off the hook. That was fucking
It was
awesome.
packed. Big John from the Poison, Brett Michaels, Rock of Love was there.
Rock of Love was there, yeah. And he's on the recovery. He's like the flagship for heart attack recovery.
Yeah, so he actually has a machine on him, and we're going to have him on the show.
I would love that.
Yeah, that pumps his blood for him. His heart doesn't. He wears it in a little bag, like a little case, and it's his heart pump, and it pumps his blood and keeps him alive. And he's a spokesperson for that company. So we'll look forward to having Big John on soon.
Indeed.
Then...
No, please go. My man.
So just to let you know, my day on Saturday was... Well, Friday we played at the local with Brad Slitt and Priscilla, and it was packed, and it was a long night. I bring the sound and the lights. Drive home, have to get right back up at 7 in the morning to be at Crusher Stadium in Avon to coach a third-grade flag football game in 35-degree weather. Come home, load the car up, and then, come home, get the dirt bikes all ready to go, get in my car, drive to Cincinnati, play Kenny Ozfest, which ran a little later than I wanted to. I got out of there at 12:30, pulled over a couple times on the way to Mansfield because I was falling asleep, and then got up and raced a 2-hour-long dirt bike race in the snow and the ice of Mansfield.
Go ahead and give yourself the applause button now. Because you're awesome. There it is. You guys can't hear it in the studio audience, but
I got
right
to the
now
point.
Everybody's applauding Billy.
I was
for his
so
extra
tired
effort.
on the way home. It was just unbelievably.
You were exhausted at the local, dude. I saw you at the local. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? You're like, dude, I'm so fucking tired. I got 3 kids, make breakfast, motorcycles, bicycles.
I'm trying to hook up to. You can contact us on Facebook, but I'm trying to hook up. So
you can contact us on Facebook?
Yeah, you can message us on Facebook.
Oh, apparently you can message us on Facebook. There should be numbers rolling, Henry. We should have phone numbers on the screen, or we have the second-time producer back in. Remind me your name, brother.
Sean.
Sean's
in the house.
Sean's in the house. Welcome, Sean. I should have your name down by the end of the night. I promise. Shaun of the Dead. That's how I'll remember it.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
So now I'm connected. So.
All right, so, and now we're going into the holiday season. Smokin' Rock and Roll. We have a holiday menu out, so go to the Smokin' Rock and Roll Facebook page if you want beef tenderloins, lasagnas, hams, all that kind of stuff. It's awesome. But we're pretty much done with our food truck season for the year. So, and we haven't talked about it, but I thought we'd talk about it live. Is this our last show for the year? Do we shut down for the holidays?
I don't know.
Are we going to close like with the headliner guest that we have tonight?
We're not going to top it.
We certainly ain't going to top. I mean, we might not ever top it.
I know.
Should we get into it then?
Let's get into it.
All right.
Instead of our rambling.
I'm so excited to welcome to the Smokin'Talk N'Roll video podcast, Tim Ripper Owens. Dude, I'm fired up to have you here, brother. Grab a seat, grab a beer.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk.
We got some beer courtesy of our very good friend Ann Callahan in the house.
White
hey, neighbor.
chair to save the show.
Are you driving the, what was it? It's like a Dodge Hellfire in the KK video? Is that what you drove
Yeah, that
here?
was mine, but I sold it.
Ah, so it was yours.
It was mine,
Yeah.
yes. But my daughter made me get it. I'm not a car guy. She made me get that years ago. And
Are you more
when
of
I
a
bought her
you're a
own car,
tricycle
I
guy?
thought, let me just, I had kids, a minivan, SUVs, whatever, So she said, Dad, you're supposed to be a rock star, and you're taking me to school in a Mercury Mountaineer, so can you get something else?
The Mountaineer probably doesn't go over so good in like them heavy metal videos. You're like,
No. No, it's funny because I shot that video, was all of it except that was shot in England. We shot it in England. So, and then I said to Ken, he said, go home and get in your car and let's, drive around. So my daughter's shooting that, we're by the airport, Akron Airport. So it was a good time.
your daughter Taylor.
Taylor, yes.
Shout out to Taylor.
Yes.
Now, does Taylor like music?
She does, yeah.
Is she a little more Taylor Swift or Corey Taylor? Which side of Taylor is she?
Well, it's funny. She actually sang to Corey Taylor once. I was with Corey doing the Marshall 50th anniversary, and she's on. We had the same dressing room, Corey and I. So she sang a Stone Sour song to him one time. I FaceTimed him. She's like, "Sing it, sing the song." Through the glass, I think she sang. Yeah. So
she's a metal kid.
I think she's probably more country now, actually. So
Huh?
yeah.
You like the country?
Not really. No.
You like living in the country?
I like living in the country. I'm not. I'm probably more of a Johnny Cash country guy than I would be the
modern country.
The modern countries. I'd rather have her listen to that than rap or whatever. But.
For sure. Favorite Johnny Cash song of all time?
Oh man,
Like he has.
Boy Named Sue,
He's not a
maybe.
Johnny Cash fan.
Huh?
You have one? You have a favorite?
Boy Named Sue,
You ever
probably.
Determine. I just sit down and figure out my favorite Johnny Cash song.
You ever play Johnny Cash songs because they're tuned?
No.
Dougie's out here. I know he has because he's the guy's like a music slut, isn't he? He like just plays for anything he can. He's just going. He's bouncing around. He's like, listen, if. Which is so much. Listen, I just
played, Dougie?
hey, Dougie, I just said you're music slut, which I sing on everybody's record in the world.
Yeah.
I've been fired from more bands than people have been in.
As I'm looking at Ripper's like discography, and again, Wikipedia is not really the best source, but it says other bands you've played with, dude. It was like, and I was doing it on my phone, so I'm like fucking scrolling, like this was like endless.
I can't remember, but I get to sing on everybody's. But Dougie, it's weird tuning with a lot of Johnny Cash, isn't it? Yeah, I tried to play it in acoustic with Scott Jones, and he's like, "Hey, man, that's a weird tuning. I can't do it."
Did you guys do Johnny Cash, you and Dougie?
No.
He does it in Bronx Country or whatever, right?
Well, I mean, he's probably played it. He knows so much music. He's
He's like.
Yeah. Well, it's same here. Yeah. I mean, it's I'm limited. I've sang in everybody's records, but knowing songs, I pretty much don't know much.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You and Bill.
It's nice to be here because I didn't tell you guys I'm a vegetarian. No, I'm kidding.
Cool. We got tofu wings and a piece of toast.
I'm a
for you.
meatitarian, so and not like the gay bar meatitarian. I'm a meatitarian.
Oh yeah.
Bring me the wings and brisket and things like that. That's my stuff.
So you and Bill, how far back do you go, Billy? Are you over there doing technical stuff, or you?
Yeah, we're good now.
We join in the show.
We go back to, I want to say Shadows.
Yeah, it was Elise
Brook
Shadows.
Park
I mean,
Road.
I know we were doing shows at the same time at the Akron Agora. That
But
was
before that,
Yeah.
Damage Incorporated,
Damage Incorporated, yeah.
Shadows.
Yep,
And that's
Shadows.
like, well, should we say how that was like 87?
87, 87, yeah. Somewhere in there.
He's younger than both of us, bro. He's only 55. So he's the baby of
and
the show right
then-
now.
Yeah, thank you.
For the first
He's
time I
like,
saw
"Dude,
you come
I'm not
into
55."
the Cleveland Cafe with U.S. Metal.
Yes, Cleveland Cafe. That was
And
great.
at that point, you were already priested out. You
Yeah.
leather and studs and killing it.
Yeah, well, I didn't wear leather and studs in U.S. Metal that much. The only time I really was a leather and studs guy was when I did the Judas Priest tribute band.
Yeah, with one of my best friends, Nick.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
Nick,
that was the only time really
British
I did
Steel,
it.
right?
British Steel, yeah. And I was only in that for about a year, and then when Judas Priest called me, I was actually in a band called Seattle.
I remember.
So that's what-
and you know what? We were booked by the same guy. Remember his name?
Greg St. Charles.
St. Charles.
Yeah, he
Was
actually booked British Steel too.
And he booked. He talked me into doing a Nirvana tribute band.
Yes, I remember
He goes,
that.
I can't book your original band, but if you put a sweater on and sing those songs,
Well, that's how we started. You know, I had Winter's Bane was out, and Judas Priest wasn't together, and Greg St. Charles said, you should do a Judas Priest tribute band, and you can go make more money and tour around. You can open up as your original band.
right? Yep.
Yes,
Long distance entertainment.
long distance entertainment. Yep.
So, well, and then the big thing happens for you. You join Judas Priest, and I joined Warrant. So one of my favorite stories, and you've heard me say this before, is that we were on a Rock Never Stops tour with our whole package of 80s hair bands, Rat, Dokken, Warrant, LA Guns, Firehouse. And we picked up like a week's worth of shows with Judas Priest. And we're playing this big outdoor equivalent of Blossom in New York, somewhere in upstate New York. And all the bands play, and now Judas Priest is headlining. So on the side of the stage, you got Don Dokken, Warren D. Martini, the guys from Firehouse, Tracy Guns, Billy Morris, Janie Lane, all the guys are watching Judas Priest. And there comes a breakdown of the song, with a pretty long break of music where you walk off the stage. The best part ever. Walks around Don Dokken, past Warren D. Martini, wheels his way through the Firehouse guys, comes up to Billy Morris, gives me a big old hug.
Are you referring to yourself in the third person now?
And they're like, "You know him?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know him. We're buds." So that's my Judas Priest, Tim Ripper Owens story. And
Yes.
It showed me some respect there. That was awesome.
Yes. Friends for a long time. Why not?
Right on. So, and then you also kind of, I'm going to veer off because I'm going to go away and bring some food out in a minute. You went into the restaurant business, and you were kind of known for your world tour of wing sauces.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
For your, in honor of you coming, we made some fresh wings, and we got a bunch of hot sauce. We're going to have some fun with some wings and hot sauce. I'm going to go take off and do that. Todd's got some questions that Todd does research, you know? I just go by our history. So.
Yeah, Billy just
He's-
goes, he's the seat of his pants guy. Last minute Morris.
Todd's done some 24 hours of cramming for this.
Yeah, he's
ready
Well,
for it.
I've done
So, guys, I'll be
24,
right
20,
back.
well, yes and no, but I mean, I
It's good,
really
though. I like it.
digested all the music
I like
of
it.
what's happening. So the first thing that I want to say, and something that really just, it was, I watched it yesterday after you and I were texting, which is Judas Priest Live, London, 2001, Metal Gods. Holy fuck, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's a fucking master class and awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's the change I made with the high note in the verses, and I still do that. I open up solo a lot with that, and I still do that song, and it's great because it's a little different version. So
Well, and even like the low part of the Metal Gods, like just, and again, it's for you, it's just like, yeah, I'm tying my shoes,
yeah,
you know. Now, is that part of a live record, or is that just a video that I'm seeing? Because I don't
it's a
know.
lot live in London.
So do they take that back and do they tweak it back in the studio?
There's
or is
no
that-
tweaking with that, which is funny because we just flew in from Japan. We recorded all day of interviews from the morning, and then we recorded sound check.
So you've been talking and fucking
So
doing
I wasn't totally on perfect, but I also was kind of holding back a little walking around and stuff because
You were
I wanted to
more
sing
than
good.
totally
but
on
I'm always known as a good live singer, and I've always had a lot of pride in getting on stage and singing live. Dougie knows and Billy knows. It's kind of everything I do for the whole thing is just to sing good live. And it really came out good, but there's mess ups in there. I messed Turbo Lover up. We never really did. There's some flat notes and sharp notes, but
Yeah,
they didn't change it, which is great because, you have albums like Unleashed in the East, which was all redone in the studio, and sometimes you have to do that. Things don't work out right. You might have a sick night or the mics are messed up, but, Unleashed in the East was recorded from start to finish. All vocals were recorded in the studio. I think Ringo Starr's studio, if I'm not mistaken, but, that happens. It happens on live records, but this was live, totally live.
Totally live. So, and me and my wife, Dana, who's the shot caller of the night, we were talking about, Cheap Trick live in Budokan. No touch-ups, straight live. It is what it is. There's going to be, there might be, a drop stick, a broken string, a flat note, a crack in the voice. And, as a singer, and, I've watched some interviews with you, and I know it as being a singer and working with singers my whole life, that I can kind of control what happens with my hands to some general degree. But you don't get to, you do, but like you could wake up in the morning, you could have had the air conditioner on too hot, too cold at the hotel room the night before.
It's funny you said that because the voice is totally different. And I've been struggling for about 5-6 years and my voice wasn't nearly as good and I struggled. And this past year, I've just totally gotten it back. I'm singing better than ever and my high notes are better than ever. But I remember a show with Priest. It was the second show of the European tour when I first joined him and I totally lost my voice. And I'm a gym guy, I go to the gym every day and on those trips, they were really good hotels. It's not like, now. And so you had the steam rooms and I'm swimming in the pool, and I just totally lost it, man. I just sang bad. And I come on the stage, and I thought these guys are going to be pissed. And they said, Ken said the perfect thing. He's like, guitar players have to shut their fingers in the car door to have something like that. As a singer, you just wake up and you can't have it. And it's really like that as you gotten older. You don't know. I totally take care of it and just, you might not have it. So you can't. And that's why I do take care of it so much and I don't drink on the road. I'll drink on stage now that I've gotten older. I have a beer on stage, but I want no excuses. But you're right. You just, singing.
You never know what
the
cards
vocal
you're going
cords
to
are
be dealt
different
in the morning.
Yeah.
And if you have a day of interviews or you got to travel or you're talking to people. And,
some singers can do it. Ronnie Dio could talk all day, entertain everybody, drink, have his Boddingtons before the show, entertain you until he walked on the stage, and talk all night.
And getting to the stage, he walked on water.
Yeah, and people were walking with him. If you were backstage with him, I remember being there backstage in Cleveland when Heaven and Hell played, and he's like, just come up, follow us. Tony comes in the room and they go up, just follow me up. And he's talking the whole way up. And it was like, this, and he's just so incredible. It's 66 years old at that time. And
gracious man.
The most awesome guy and vocally, and he would, smoke a joint or something or whatever. It was so crazy to see that. And then I remember David Draymond said to him, hey, what do you do to warm up? David loves to tell this story.
And I know you don't warm up. You're not a warm-up guy.
No. I was trying to warm up when my voice was bad. I was trying anything I could, now I'm back to not warming up.
Yeah, my warm-up is, hey! All right,
hey, Don Dokken gave me some tips before, which maybe that's when I started singing bad. He said, Don said, I warm up for an hour before the show, and I was like, man, that's like 59 minutes too long, I think, for you, because you sounded tired when you went up there. Ronnie said to David's like, what do you do to warm up? And Ronnie looked at him and said, if you got to warm up, you don't have it. That's what he said. And David loves to tell the story because I was like, Ronnie didn't, but some singers do. Jeff Tate warms up forever and it's good for him. He warms up and warms down. And
they come out.
Every singer's different. Me, the more I use my voice, the more I talk, the more I use it, the more I warm up, the worse it gets. So I just I just walk up and I have this little, here's what I do. I probably need to back up, but I'll walk and go, what? That's what I do. I'll do 3 of those. What? Okay, it's good. I'm warm. It's just to make sure my voice is there. Or I just go, ah! That's like a simple note to go, okay. Because if I go,
you're not back there going,
no. But you know what? Every now and then I'll go, just a little bit but now, I don't do much.
You knew Ronnie.
Yes.
To some degree, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there was a rumor that, you can probably tell me if it was true or false, that days of shows, he would not talk at all up until like X amount of time before the gig? Like I don't even know if he's.
I don't.
Did he sound check?
I mean, I hear a lot of stuff from Simon Wright and the guys in the band and Wendy. I'm good friends with all of them, and I hear all the different stories. I know first thing he did in the bus is he would tape up the vents and his. See, I don't do any of even that stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go do it, but he, it would be hard for him not to talk if fans were around because.
And he was such a social guy. Like he wouldn't lock himself away in the bus. Because I know that before you go on stage, you kind of like you.
I don't talk to anybody.
You're like a pitcher going into a base. You're like Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, Billy.
The Dodgers. You don't want to talk to anybody.
Dougie knows. I did a tour in Europe, and I had this band from Scotland that opened, and called Sandstone. And they great musicians. They ended up being I kind of stole them away. They ended up being my backing band when I went back again. And they said to me on that tour, they said, you would never even talk to us or anybody. It wasn't that you're rude. You just kind of sat there with your head down and never talked. And now you're talking to us because you're out. I'm with your band, but you just like kind of sat. I'd go to the dressing room and I'd just go.
That's by design, though. That's kind of you're getting in your own head. You're kind of getting your. It's like that's your pregame.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how you get your.
Now I just show up last minute. An hour. Let me again, these guys know an hour to even 15 minutes before I'm on stage. I walk in. I did a show, Metal Singers Tour in South America. It was Udo, Dirk Schneider, and Blaze Bailey, and Mike Viscara, who was in Yngwie and Loudness, I think. And he, we would do this show of all of us singing and music, and then the show ends. We do the last song together. We'd walk off the stage, and those two guys, Blaze and Mike, would get to go back out in the crowd and talk to people. Blaze was selling his stuff. He's like a merchandise machine,
he's like
man.
Stevie from Tough.
Oh,
the guy. He gets off stage. He's right at the merch booth.
And I walk off the stage, and Udo and I would bend down and pick our bags up and walk right out the door into a car and go to the hotel. It was kind of like, if I have to, if there's people around, I'll sign stuff. But my voice can't take it. My voice has to.
In a club, and you're yelling. You've just got done doing, an hour.
I don't go back and go right to sleep.
Right.
But I sit and watch Netflix, and I might be up. I get, I probably average about 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night still, always. But I just talking and hanging out, it just wears me down and wears my voice down. So, I know not to do that.
And you just don't like people that much.
Yep. I don't like people, to be honest, and I'm starting not to like you. So let's not.
This is working out great. I love it. All right, so before we start,
this is perfect to take your eyes out. See,
right. Well, you already have one on the top of your hand right there.
This is brand new. This
I
this
saw it
one's
because
old,
I was watching videos of you without the.
I might as well match it up. So
you have a new record coming out.
It's out.
Well, it's out. Came out
Just
December
came
9th,
out, yes.
and it's amazing.
It's heavy.
It's heavy as fuck, bro.
Heavy metal. It's heavy. But, it's got one song. But it's heavy, yeah. I mean, Ripper, Return to Death Row.
I got to put on my Return to Death Row. So I've been listening to that on loop on Spotify. But you can buy it. Where can they buy it, buddy? Because we got to do. The
biggest thing is you can get it at your normal places like Amazon and like that. But then martyrstore.net. Is that it?
That's where I got it.
I just finally remembered it. I just did 500 interviews this week, and every interview, if I didn't have the paper in front of me, I'm like, I can't remember the name of it. First of all, just Google me or Google it, or go to my website or Facebook pages. But martyrstore.net, there's all kinds of stuff. Now, Jamie Jost has all of his stuff up first, so you got to go down and hit view all and then keep going. But there's tons of stuff. You saw it today. There's tons of stuff.
Well, I went through it because it sent me to Amazon. So I clicked on. I went to your Tim Ripper Owens website, right, or whatever it was that I went to, and there was a thing to buy merch, and it had the CD. I clicked on it, sent me to Amazon, but it didn't show up. So that's when I started texting. I'm like, is there a CD or not a CD? Because I bought a bundle. I bought the CD and the t-shirt.
It's good to get it off the martyrstore.net, and it's really
you get better money out.
There's so much. Well, Amazon's all right. Well, actually, when we first put it out on Amazon, I ordered one. I always order my records.
Of course, yeah.
Like one of them, I always, used to be a record store. Then it was Best Buy, and go to Amazon. And I ordered it like 3 weeks ago, and it said, you're going to get it January 11th. I'm like,
not
what?
Very prime.
And then I said, yes. And then some fans were getting mad at, because then they messaged me like, I'm the guy who sells the records, right? Like, hey, what's going on here? I'm like, listen, I'm a singer. First of all, I'm a singer. I don't know anything. And then Then I go find out the management messaged me and says they sold out right away. So the first batch they got in, they sold out. So then they were doing that.
Well, I ordered from Martyr today, and I just got a notification at dinner with my wife that it shipped.
I thought it's in my car.
Oh, my man.
Yeah, you deliver it.
I like the way you
Jamie
do it.
Jost is like, Tim, take that.
So, Tim, you got any shows planned for Cleveland, Ohio, Akron?
I don't. I'm looking at maybe trying to book one at the end of January, but I might have some stuff coming up with some friends and doing a little tour. But I've tried to take December and January off. I'm doing a lot of recording. I just finished recording the last song, I hope, for the KK's Priest record, the new record. But I'm just going to try to do some recording, sit home and record for a bit. I've been on the road so much this year, from Australia to Alaska to Latin America, you name Spain. I've just been touring so much and recording. So it's funny. I've gotten 2 records done this year and recorded all over the place. But I don't think, maybe try to hit the Empire Concert Club, which I love that place. It's close to me and in Akron, so try to hit that.
So what is your thoughts on the Pantera recreation?
I think it's great. I mean,
I
as
do
long
too.
as they don't say it's not Pantera, it's a celebration of
tribute.
Pantera.
So,
I
yeah,
think it should
exactly.
be on the top of it, celebration of Pantera.
What I liked was Zach said, look, I had to go on YouTube to learn some of these songs, and even though I learned them, it's still going to sound like me. It's never going to sound like Dime. And that's cool for him to say.
He's Zach Wild, though.
But he's Zach Wild. It's going to sound like Zach.
It's going to sound
Wild.
like Zach. I mean, you don't, and but listen, people are loving it. I mean, obviously, listen, people hate everything, right? I mean, you go to Blabbermouth or wherever.
You had to live through that, replacing Rob.
I had to
Halford.
live with it, and that's why Ronnie and I hit it off, and he took me under his wing right away because he was like, I had to go through it with Black Sabbath. So, he was like, the people in the crowd flipping you off, but people don't give it a chance. When they say, to me, what always is like, you're not a good singer or you're a Rob Halford clone, I'm like, first of all, when you hear my records, I sound like me. I mean, I've been doing this for 20, 30 years. I've been putting these records out. Jugulator's 25th anniversary. It sounds like me. Can someone finally just go, yeah? And they do say it, but then there's also people that's like, he's trying to be like Rob. I'm like, why would I try to be like Rob? And why would Zach Wild try to be like Dime? I mean, but there's people who just attack you, and I don't like he wears a hat. I wish he. Then if I don't wear it, I wish he'd wear a hat. And you know what I mean? It's like, or they give you advice. You get it when they give you career advice. Tim, you need to get one band. I'm a musician. That's what I do for a living. I mean, it's like telling.
Same thing with the bar. You know what you need to do? Like, well, you tell me what I need to do because you know better than I do.
For you, since you have this business in the food truck, I think you should only serve one flavor of wing and don't serve any more food. It's like. I got to serve different. Being a musician, you do different stuff. You make a living. You got to do it. You don't tell a mechanic that you can only fix the mufflers. You cannot do anything else at this place. And it's like,
or you're sending your food truck out. You have to send the same crew every time. They cannot take a break. Tomorrow they have to go out again. The other people.
It has to be Jen Krause every time.
Every time. Well, it would be best if it was her.
It would be, yeah. I mean, people would prefer that. So. You had to go through that process, right? And you lived with it, and
it's normal though, right?
Right.
It's normal.
You don't take it personal, but I mean,
not at all.
As a musician, whether you're a guitar player, a bass player, a drummer, or a singer, or a keyboard player, whatever, you have influences, and those things are going to shine through as you mature into your own.
Yeah.
You're going to carry certain elements. I mean, I don't know if Rob Halford was a guy that you you grew up thinking he was awesome, but along with Dio and. Udo and whatever, because I mean...
But mine was so big, and I could sing... This is the difference with me, is I could sing anything from, a mellow 80s song to Pantera to Sepultura and that's what people love to get me to sing, because one minute I'm singing some kind of song that sounds like Rainbow, next minute I'm singing a death metal song. But my influences were Halford, obviously early on Bruce Dickinson, but, David Bowie, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Aerosmith, but as I got older, it was, Rob Halford, Bruce Dickinson, Ronnie Dio. Ronnie Dio is now the main one. Chris Cornell, I still listen to everybody.
And if you're a fan of heavy metal, how can you not be influenced by the metal god himself?
Yeah. And the difference is
you just named 5 metal gods.
Yeah, and I like to sing in characters and versatility. I've always said this, and that's why when you hear a lot of these records, you hear all kinds of different styles, whether it's in the background or not. You know, you have clean high notes, raspy high notes, really powerful vocals, mellow vocals. And, I did a song off of Jesus Christ Superstar for somebody. And so it's kind of, I grew up singing in musicals in school and taking all the music classes in theory. So it's kind of like, you learn as you get older. What's great now as I've gotten older is my voice is raspier and might be weird in the midsection, but it's raspier and more feel.
Now, I've heard you say that a lot in listening to interviews from you today, that you feel like, and I'm not saying that it feels, but it sounds like, you're super confident in your lows and your highs, but in your mids, you always seem like, my midsection might be a little. But in listening to you, brother, and in listening to that new record,
I'm singing better than ever right now, but it's, that's something you used to not worry about. You could just go out all night and get up the next morning and then go do your show, and now it's like, I can't. But that's the one where you got to be more careful. It wasn't always like that, but it's right now. I'm just firing on all cylinders. I mean, it's
also
crazy.
Where you put your own self under a microscope. I know that when I play, like and I'm sure Billy and all of us are the same. Like, you make one or two mistakes, you're like, you made that mistake. Nobody else in the fucking world knows you made that mistake.
No, and we know that. But I'm it's when you have confidence as well. I think that was the big thing, is I lost confidence. And I think mentally it was just crushing the voice. But, when I just went down and did Nico's restaurant, Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, I went down and he called me and said, come down to the anniversary party, and I did it. And Carmine Appice was there. And I wasn't even, 3-4 years ago, I've been worried about, I've been sitting in the bus and be waiting to go on. And like, I'm just out walking around talking to people. And,
time to rock. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just walked up and opened up a Flight of Icarus, It was kind of like, yes, I just felt so good. And it's like, so nice to have it back and to just go up and, like, I would have never belted a high note here. I mean, it's cheesy anyways to do that, but now I know that. Now I know, and I was in a studio all day, and I just know that it's so back. Much now that I could, especially the high notes, which is funny. My concerts have more high notes than they ever did. And they're longer and in places they never should be. And I'm surprised I'm not announcing the song with a high note. You know what I mean?
Song is.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And,
dude, me and my friend Sammy, were listening to the record this morning driving, and we were laughing because it's just so fucking awesome and ridiculous. You're just like. I mean, and then the production is great.
Production's great, and there's not it's not overly high note stuff. It's just put in the right spot, and
the guitar player, drummer, brother trio, or
where are they from?
Killer. Where's the band?
Well,
from?
Jamie Josta, you guys put me on the spot. Connecticut, maybe.
Okay, so they're from America at least.
Yes,
because you do a lot of bands.
They did the Dee Snider's record as well, so they were on that last couple records. So
those are some smaller
they're great.
Players.
Yeah, they're really, really good. I mean, it was fun to work with them, and like I said, we're getting ready to do a 10-song record now, so it's going to be.
Is there going to be some shows that back that up?
I think so. I mean, like I said, I think this next year it's going to be mainly KK's Priest. Next couple of years, I mean
that's going to take you out on the road.
I hope so. Right? I mean, I need a new house, so I got to.
Bills, right?
Yeah, I got to.
Need a bigger apartment.
I need a bigger apartment. I got to get out of that
station wagon,
Motel 6, and try to get somewhere that's.
Bill, what you got sitting over there, my man?
Well, do we want to get into a little bit of the food here?
Yeah, because I think we have two levels of it that we're going to do.
All right, so we're going to start off with the wings. So what I thought we would do is we've got, if you've tuned in before to the show, Todd and I have done the spicy heatness 10 hot sauce challenge, where you ask a question. Well, this is their show. They ask a question, they eat a hot wing, and then it gets progressively hotter.
Yep.
We don't have time to. We're wanting to do all 10, so. I'll go first. I'm going to roll 2 dice, and the number that I roll will determine what number I'm going to take.
Okay.
Right, so I have a 2 and a 4. So I'm going to go get hot sauce number 6. I'm going to douse my wing, and I'm going to eat it.
How do we know this is what you're getting? Are you going to do it in front of us?
Well,
I don't believe him.
Look.
He's an honest guy.
I got the paper.
He's got the paper. So we're doing it from not the new batch you brought in today. I saw that you brought in a 4-pack of hot sauce.
He's got some backups. Do you have any kind of like, you know,
Milk.
well, Tums or even some kind of what are those toilet tissues, the medicated kind, you know?
no.
Yeah, because I came here with a mankin on.
Well,
So-
I got a
Beer
case
and
of
water.
paper towels and
You got the
And
paper
warm
towels
up.
over there.
Yeah. oh,
Number 6.
You can do it.
I can do it.
Number 6. What do you
Henry.
got?
Okay, bring
there
the
it is.
Dougie, bring
One
the paper
trophy
over
down.
here so we can
Did
read
I
it.
break that one too? All right, good.
Okay, so number 6 is Senor Lechuga. Is all about the ingredients: sour black lime, a buffalo ginger mix. It up with peppers on the front end. Ghost pepper heat comes in late with a fiery finish, foreshadowing what's to come next. So here we go.
Do we have like
So
a little?
are you,
Should we get a little something to put it in?
I have a bunch of boats somewhere.
Yeah, there's boats here.
Okay.
Here, Todd.
Are we all eating the same one?
No.
Or you're just doing.
Oh, you
this
get
is
your
you.
own.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm gonna try
to
one.
tell you guys right now, I love hot sauce. So it's not gonna scare me at all.
All right. Just want to
Okay.
make sure they're cooked.
Yeah, I do
Now,
too.
while I get this ready, Tim, let's also talk about the Tim Rip Rowan's world tour of hot sauce.
Yeah, that was great. I still have people talk about it all the time. You know, we talked about putting those wings out and trademarked the name World Tour of Wings to put those sauces out because some of them people still talk about. So it's
All right, here we go. Look at this.
Now, was it really a word? Like, did you get them?
there were
from different
stories.
cities?
Well, a lot of them. You know, a lot of the ideas came from, and some of them were made up. But originally there was a story with each wing sauce, and I think Australia talked about we had these great sauces and then a couple of drinks, and then a kangaroo picked up KK and put KK in his pouch and hopped away. So that wasn't true. But how is that? It's late
delicious.
heat though. Late heat.
It's late heat.
So
So, what was your thought of being a restaurateur now that you're out of the game?
it was good. You know, it was just hard when you travel a lot. And my thing was, Mike and I just wanted to get back. I had to get back on the road and tour more. You know, the restaurant was
singer
success.
first and it was-
The restaurant was successful and it was great. And
It was great. We
yeah,
played there. You
yeah, it was
sang with us,
awesome, and the food was
awesome.
fantastic. You know,
All
the
right.
wings were the best.
Well, it is a late heat.
Okay.
It is kicking my ass, but it's very flavorful.
Really?
What's that?
Which
Get on the microphone. It is a late heat. It is kicking my.
which coming from Billy, because this guy can eat.
And that's a 6.
That's a 6. No, it's not deadly. I mean,
Okay.
It's a late heat.
Okay, now I gotta-
It's vinegary
now I gotta
and
go?
It's peppery. Tim's
All right.
up next.
You better hope.
I got a 2.
Well, you can hit your own dice.
Here's the one.
Okay.
You don't want an 8, brother.
A 5.
no. Oh, I got a
You
10.
went straight to
You
10.
went straight to 10. There's no what. All right, Billy's got to go grab it.
Hold
for
on
ya.
a second, just to make sure. Let me put this back in my.
Dougie, number 10. The last.
Dougie, if you
dab.
ever want to play with me again, not play with me, but play in the band, you're going to
It's called
cheat.
The Last Dab. I don't know if it's in order anymore. The Last Dab, Apollo.
How do I get this?
Dude, trust me, this is
Wait,
better than 8.
let's wait. Let's re-go. Let's not. you
No,
can't
no,
start
I'm
with
going
10.
right to it.
You're going straight to
I'm
10?
not going to. This is, ketchup, thank God.
Okay, while Tim readies his wing, and those are freshly fried in the Smokin' Rock and Roll food truck, I will tell you what this wing sauce is. Let me get my glasses.
Probably going to have like some sort of copyright infringement with the guys from Holland.
they love it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
It's called The Last Dab.
You
not
don't
The
have
Last
to do it
Round.
if you don't want to, but it's tradition around here. The Last Dab. Apollo is packed with peppers from the diabolical fields of Smokin' Ed Curry, fortified with Apollo pepper powder and Apollo distillate. It's time to add an extra dab if you dare. I'm going with you, bro. It's me and you.
Dude,
Look at this.
I ain't afraid.
Look at that, Tim.
Send it down the road, buddy. I mean, I can't.
That's good.
Can't have our guest do number 10.
Can you see all that hot sauce on there? Here we go.
You have any fucking muffins or anything around here? It's good.
It's good.
Shouldn't have bleached my tongue today.
Well, if that's the only thing you bleach, then you're on the right
I
track.
bleached my taint too, so it's kind of.
All right. Good.
Not
Even-
bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah. It's number 8 that's the motherfucker.
I did get some new toothpaste and I shouldn't have. No, it's good.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Okay.
No, it's there.
All right. But we got one surprise though, only for the fact that one of your guitarists from Cleveland is here, Dougie Licks.
Fucking fuck off. That can fuck off.
So Dougie's gonna sit down, and Tim said if you ever want to play in his band again, you got to do a little bit of number 10 as well.
Oh, he can do it. It's not bad.
Come on, Dougie.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I'll do it.
Oh. That can,
What's up, Facebook?
that can suck
It's
a thousand.
a late hit.
Oh.
All right, where is it?
Pass it
Well,
down,
the
Todd.
good thing is it's all downhill from here. Ha!
Todd, pass it
Oh,
down.
fuck off.
No, the problem is we've ruined it for the rest of them.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah, it's scorched
changing
earth
the
now.
name of this.
We should have did that last because you kind of work your way
I
up.
told you
Yeah.
not to do it last. I'm gonna call this the Dougie Killer.
I like hot sauce.
That's the tip. Eat some real chicken.
All right.
He likes the tip.
There you go, Dougie.
Yeah, there
Eat
you
it
go.
over that.
Oh boy.
Pour it over the
Don't
bowl.
pour it. I knew that. I knew it. I mean, is this your first time?
I didn't know it was gonna come out that fast. That's what she said.
Oh,
Look
my
at that.
Lord.
He's ruined everything. You pour
There
that
you
shit.
go. That's a fucking fuck off.
All right, here we go.
All right, Dougie, let's do it.
Fuck off. Ah. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
How's it treating you, Dougie?
It's good. It's good at first.
Well,
And when your tongue gets all swollen and you can hardly talk or
Now you got to do that same tongue rolls that you were doing, like the free. You do that through
hot.
that
Not too
2000.
bad.
Yeah.
I hit you.
Oh,
Is that a thing you do all the time, or is that just where the juice?
when I sing. No, I
Yeah.
do it. I have this. I grew up with that old
Yeah.
metal, the British metal, and you know they did a lot of that.
All right, Todd, why don't we,
Let's get
I'm
an.
going to put Dougie there. I'm going to sit here. We're going to ask him a few local questions about the band with him and Dougie while you put the Judas Beefs together.
Don't I get to roll?
Yeah, he's got to roll.
Oh, I thought you went straight to 10.
Well, he
so-
did, but he
Well,
still wants to try another
well,
one.
No, I mean, 10's hot. 8's fucking awful.
I thought,
How can 8 be hotter than 10?
I thought 5 was the hottest. Go
All
ahead.
right, what do I do?
Oh, they're
It's
not in
tap-
order of hotness?
No,
No, they are,
but
but-
it doesn't really line up.
So like 10 has some flavor, it's hot, but 8 basically is like if somebody popped open a battery acid and you fucking.
All right, here's
suck-
Todd. He's got a 1.
It's not going to be 8, thank God. Whew. And
Oh,
I
it's a
got to.
commercial.
He got a commercial. That's an automatic.
And
got
a
a
3.
That's an automatic 8.
So he's got 4.
I got a 4.
That's number 4, Dougie.
My wife did bring this one. It's a sriracha barbecue. It's mild.
Hey, that one you had earlier, Billy's really good.
I do like that one, yeah. All right, Todd. Las Calientes hot sauce.
Oh, baby stuff.
This is the brother of 8.
Fuck off. I mean, do you want to taste the most awful hot sauce in the history of ever? Bring him. If he
No,
just like.
I don't think 8's that bad. I think it was 6.
Well,
No, it's 8.
the way you're handling that last one, I'm afraid to.
It's the bomb.
Hey, can you bring his purse over here? I think he's got some lip balm in it. I don't want to burn his lips.
Oh, hey, speaking of purses, you ever find your daughter's purse?
Oh, that's right. I was talking to you. I don't know. She was looking for it. I never asked her after that. She was working. I'm like, it's not there. So.
All right, I'm gonna make us a sandwich, but try that, dude.
My face is numb from that.
It's hot, isn't it?
Oh, fuck off.
It's not that bad. All right, this is 8, right?
And this is the worst one.
So Todd say.
Give it a second.
I am. If you guys hear any story that they found me on the side of the road dead,
Oh, fucking hell.
it's these
All
guys.
right, let me see if there's anything I want to ask you before I go make you a sandwich.
You want some of this?
I know.
You want some of that? No, I don't think it's too bad. I think that the other one was hotter.
I thought the other one was hotter.
I think this flavor's a little better though.
I'd like that flavor. All right, so the
right.
wings are the warm-up. Henry, Sean,
Yeah.
Try some hot sauce and wings. There's wings over there for you guys.
Hey, bring another couple of those flavors over here just so we can try it.
Yeah, keep eating. You guys suck on my wings.
Let's try this.
All right, I'm gonna go make something that tastes good.
Tim, this is my favorite.
I feel bad. I haven't drank in 20 years, and I've been a vegetarian for 15. I really feel bad tonight because I really went off the wagon. So I hope you guys are happy with yourself.
I'm very happy. Oh my God.
Hey, pass those paper towels.
What's your favorite? This one?
That's my favorite there. Number 3.
I haven't eaten all day anything because I was ready for this.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't eat. I don't eat much anymore because I'm trying to watch my figure. Okay, let's try this one.
That's a good one.
Oh, this is a vinegary one, huh?
Yeah, it's got some apricot or some fruit in there. Yeah, you gotta open that up. Oh,
What? Oh, I see. I see how you do it.
is it gonna open? There you go.
Okay, that's probably clogged up.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I love this. This is great, everybody. Watch Ripper eat. You know, there's probably somebody in some country right now tuning in that don't, they haven't eaten in weeks. And our show is watching us eat. Everybody in Barberton, hope you're happy.
Not bad though, huh?
That's good,
a
yeah.
flavor.
Yeah, you need to bring it back a little. Nothing was too hot yet.
No. So, now that we have over to your stage left, Dougie Licks Man Ross. Put some headphones on, Doug.
Howdy.
What's this one? I thought that said
Utila.
butthole fire, but it's
Utila Fire.
That's
So, when you play locally, your band consists of Dougie Licks Manross on lead guitar and Scott Jones on lead guitar.
Yeah.
I'll give him an applause.
Where's Scott?
I should have had Scott come up, but listen, he doesn't drink, and I can guarantee you he'd be like, oh, I can't eat anything spicy. I can't eat anything spicy. Let's try this one. This one looks like Black Death. That was my porn name.
They're always the most unappetizing looking, like sauces, aren't they?
What? No, I don't think so. But this one, look at that.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
What number?
I don't know. Is it hot as hell?
I'm trying to figure flavor, but we ate that number 10 first. Now everything just
Cools it down.
that's a little different.
Pass that one. I'll have it.
That's good.
I'll try not to spill it all over
Oh,
the
there's
place.
another one here too. That's a pretty good gift. I should get my brother that.
So we're eating wings here at Smokin' Rock and Roll. Fried up in the Smokin' Rock and Roll food
Oh,
truck.
that's good. I drove here. I live in Greene. And I drove here just for this today.
Well, we are bringing the headliner out in a minute. So, playing the Ripper Owens Tap House, you had a poster on the wall with all the cities, and that was the world tour. What was the hottest city? What was the hottest sauce coinciding with the
the hottest sauce was called Scream Machine from my song Scream Machine.
Where was that recorded? Lava Room Recording.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yep. And then I did everything there a lot, and then I also did vocals in Florida as well. The Lava Room. So
Scream Machine was number
Scream
10.
Machine was hot too.
And did you guys make all those sauces in-house?
Yep.
And you have those recipes. And we're just waiting for somebody to put that stuff out.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude, that box of Ripper Owens hot sauce will ship worldwide.
all right. Well, you're the entrepreneur.
We're going to talk about that.
We're gonna get it
So
going
another
on.
question I got for you. Do you remember, and this is going back 20 years, dude. About 20 years. Remember, you would come up and you were doing a bunch of cover songs, was it for Bob Kulick?
Yeah.
And you do the vocals with me in Lava Room.
I did some, yeah. What
bands did we cover?
I can't remember. I did a couple there. What did I do? I think I did the Iron Maiden one there. Yeah. I did the Iron Maiden one there, and that was with Ronnie Dio's band at the time.
Yeah.
That was Doug Aldrich and Rudy Sarzo and Simon Wright. And I think that was it at that time. Yeah, we did that one there, and that's the one. I love that one, so it's one of my favorites. That was, you guys all right? Everybody good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Slowing down now, but
Now,
Todd,
see, you can eat that stuff. And what's that one way over there? You could. This stuff is going to be nothing now.
Oh, it'd be nothing. I bought that.
That last
at
one
the
I had.
grocery store today.
Wait, is this one of them, or is this...
No, that's
Oh, that
came out
hot
of the
ones.
box. The little cap ones.
Yeah,
are
but
from
we
the
didn't have
grocery
this
store.
one, did we?
Was that number 8 for Todd? I don't remember. Any wings over there, Henry? We need some more. We need a backup.
What's that?
We need more wings.
More wings?
Any wings left? Did you munch? Did Sean eat them all? Sean, you can talk to us through the mic. Sean, why don't you eat wings?
I'm vegan.
I know you're vegan. I just wanted to hear you say it through the microphone. All right.
Use your wings, master.
All right, we got some more wings here.
I need to stop now. That one's... I don't even think it has any heat.
What number was this? Las Calientes. I think that was like number 2 or something.
I don't think anything after 10 has any heat if you're going to go backwards.
Just makes my nose run.
Yeah, that's number 4. I like that one.
It was good, yeah.
Oh, that was your number. That was the first one I picked, I think.
No, it wasn't. Mm-mm. No, because you had... This is yours. That was the
No,
first
that
one.
was your 10. Oh,
No, that was your first one.
This is your Apollo 10.
Now,
So-
you want to chug it? Look, he's sweating.
Oh, yeah. I'm
You
having
are
a hell of a time.
sweating.
I'm not
tuned in.
complaining, though.
If you just tuned in, legend in his own zip code, Dougie Licks Manross,
Hello, Cleveland.
who also backs up Tim the Ripper Owens when Tim plays in town. And pretty good for a little 22-year-old punk, huh?
I'm 23. How old am I? 24? 24 now.
He's 24 now. He's growing on you.
I met this kid when he was 11. What was the first song you played on stage with me, Dougie?
Living After Midnight. I can't even talk. See? Living After Midnight by Judas Priest.
So I was playing in the Breakfast Club with Dave Brooks, and I've known Dougie's dad, Big Doug, for years. And he comes up and says, "Yeah, my son, little guitar player. Can you get him up on stage?" I'm like, "Yeah, bring him up on stage." And came right up with this bowl haircut and played "Living After Midnight" with the Breakfast Club. First gig ever.
There
The
you
rest
see.
is history.
Good times.
There you go.
And a lot of people say, I like what you did. I like the way you taught Dougie how to play guitar. I'm like, listen, I didn't teach that kid shit. I showed him a couple licks, and he took off and woodshedded on his own. So congratulations, Dougie.
I just added more notes to it, you know?
So how about the food truck?
So the
Because we
food
probably
truck-
have some new people watching today.
Yeah, so the food truck Smokin' Rock and Roll. We're here at the Smokin' Rock and Roll headquarters, which is also the headquarters for Audio Bay Recording and Podcast Studio. We're winterized for the winter because in Cleveland, you got to winterize your trucks because it'll go down to 19 degrees like that, and all your plumbing and your hot water tank will freeze. But we're still doing catering, so we our last thing for this year is we're doing Christmas, like bacon wrapped tenderloins and lasagnas and a nice Christmas. So you don't have to cook all day. And I tell you what, we did a Christmas party for a construction company in Medina, and I had some of that bacon wrapped tenderloin with some of the horseradish sauce on
that'd
it.
be good.
Wow, was it good.
It'll be good. I tried to do a food truck idea to Billy, and it was a hot dog, which there is some out there, but all the hot dogs were served through glory holes. And I tried to get him. No, it's a good. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Ripper open or Ripper dogs or something, and all of them, whatever, they come popping
Ripper
up.
owns Glory Dog.
Yeah.
And when you order your dog, it can just
right
come
through a glory
little
hole.
Dude, we have an extra truck. We might change it.
I've been work. I mean, the ideas just come right. They're just right. It's really no. But I'll tell you, the stuff is great. Your stuff is great, and when you first. I remember years ago. How long have you? How's
We're
it?
going on like our 8th year.
8th year. I mean, I remember when you first started. I was like, that thing is great. And Todd, you guys, good partners. You make it good, and it's really. I just wish it was closer to Akron and Green where I'm at.
True that. I will tell you, you are right. He's a great partner, man. We were recording in the studio for some tough music, and we just started talking about food trucks and what we're gonna do. And I'm like, I want to start a food truck. He's like, I want to start a food truck. So that's basically in the studio over some bass tracks. We decided to do the Smokin' Rock and Roll idea, and when I tell you he is the heartbeat of the business, it really is. He comes into this place and works the phones, books it, handles the crew, handles the problems, and I just show up and smile.
That's the way you do it. You're the rock star. Oh, it's cool. He is too. So
That's how I want to do it. So, did you play Australia?
yeah, I did Australia. I did a weird kind of thing, not a normal solo thing. I did a thing that they call it the Metal Gods, and it was Simon Wright and myself. And Simon was in Dio and in AC/DC, but we did Dio and Priest. You know, we did like 20 songs, and it was fun. It was a good time.
You sang it all?
I sang it all, yeah.
Wow, 20 songs.
Yeah.
It's not like you're singing like Tainted Love and Summer '69.
Well, the Priest stuff's easy, and we did a couple of my era Priest songs, but that's a lot easier. The Dio stuff's the tough stuff.
Is it
You know,
really?
when you're
Yeah.
singing Rainbow in the Dark and Kill the King from Rainbow, it's like, man, that's tough stuff right there.
I'll tell you, my only interaction with Ronnie James Dio was I played the Monterey Metal Fest with Quiet Riot, and the lineup was Hatebreed, Dokken, Quiet Riot, Dio, headline Twisted Sister. And I was in the food line and right behind Ronnie and Craig Goldie, and I didn't get a chance to interact with Ronnie in any way because Craig Goldie had said hi to me. We started talking, but I was close to him. I was right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, he would have interacted with you, so.
Go ahead and jump up, Doug. I appreciate it, my guy.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, Dougie Licks, for sitting
Yeah,
in while Todd
keeping
made
it
these.
warm. His stomach was rumbling. Something's acidy in there. Something's gone wrong with him. He's sweating.
Dougie, I love you, brother. Here's your reward for sitting in.
So the reason why I say Australia is Todd and I at the end of January are going to Australia for a big tour with Tough, Pretty Boy Floyd, Faster Pussycat, Enough's Enough.
Nice.
There's a really good band. Have you ever heard of a band from Sweden called Eclipse?
I think I heard of him, yeah.
Oh my lord! I'll send you some YouTube
Okay.
links. They're like my favorite band, and
Nice.
we played with them twice on the Monsters of Rock cruise. And I don't know why, but we played with them at the Todd. What was that fest we used to play in Illinois? Rock and Skull.
Rock and Skull.
And they came over their first time in America, and they literally played before Tough. And I'm thinking to myself, why are they playing before Tough? But they're on the bill as well, and a bunch of local bands and Tough. And we're flying to Australia at the end of the year, or at the end of January, to do this.
So, we only thought it would be fitting. Our signature sandwich, you don't think you ever ate from our barbecue truck. It's been sitting for a minute, but it's the Judas beef. So everything on our food truck menu is
Yeah, I looked at the menu. I've looked at it online several times, and I always see the good names.
the
And
Master of Piglets, the Judas beef, the Lincoln pork. This is the Judas beef.
yep.
It's our signature sandwich.
It's our
by the way.
signature sandwich. This and the Master of Piglets we built the truck around, so I built
So
mine.
this
Tell them
is-
what's on this.
This is our slow smoked 14-hour beef brisket, give or take 2 or 4 hours. Smoked with our rub on it. It's got pickled onions, red pickled onions, pickled
It's
red
supposed to have
onions,
honey red cabbage. I fucked up. It's got pickled red onions on this one.
and it's got
fucked
our
up.
version of like
What's
a
it got?
horseradish sauce.
It should have honey red cabbage, but I put pickled reds on it.
No, that's
So
good. That's good. Here we go.
Okay.
It's a special.
Is this onions?
That's right. You don't.
I don't
do
eat
fucking
onions.
Onions.
So that's all right.
Yeah, peel them up.
Why don't you eat onions?
I don't like them.
Well, they're pickled. They don't
And
taste
he
like
I
told
know.
me like you.
I can probably do those, but just in case, I could probably eat those pickled ones. So, and this is the small version just for us to eat.
Yeah, just to take a bite.
This because usually it's a big monster-looking thing. I've seen
Oh,
it.
it's big,
Yeah.
Fucked up
Speaking
now.
of rubs, Dougie, don't rub your brisket after those wings,
You don't want to do that.
because that can.
I can't believe I did pickled reds instead of honey red.
Here,
cabbage.
you know
I
what
had
though? What is it? What's supposed to be?
Honey red cabbage. So
Do we
these are
have, do we
pickled
have
red-
honey red cabbage
I
in
do.
stock?
Oh,
I
that's,
do.
no, that's all right. This is great. This is delicious. And no, that pickled onion is good too.
Yeah. So
No.
the honey red cabbage is like a braised cabbage with.
I would love that.
Yeah. The hot sauce got me all fucked off.
Yeah, you couldn't wait to go make these things. Oh, that's delicious.
I drank a gallon of milk. I didn't bring you any.
I don't need. I was never that bad, but I do need a. I should have a little bit more beer.
Yeah, so, hey, I need another beer, too. Doggy! I need a Hey Neighbor. Okay. He's going Nick Ultra.
All right. Well, I just got him one, but he's solid.
You need one though.
And you guys are cool with that. No, I just brought one while I was making food. You guys are cool to go a few minutes over, right? Do we have anybody calling in, Bill? Did anybody have any questions?
No one's called.
Is anybody watching? Are we even live? Or are we just doing this?
We're live.
We're just hanging out with Tim for the fun of it? Because
we had...
I'd be just fine with that.
A lot of my fans, they don't have phones, so they had their flip phones broke, but they and some of them, they're in their own room and the phone cord doesn't reach. Oh, here we go. We got some shots coming in.
All right, so it is Tim. It's weekly. We have Todd's wife Dana is the shot caller, and she makes a custom-made shot weekly for our guest and our topic of the day. So Dana's going to grab the microphone over there in the control room, and she's going to talk. Does that work in there, Dana?
I got nothing yet.
I got it turned up, Henry.
Here, I can take your empties, brother. I got tables. Get that out for you.
It's turned up.
Try again, sweetheart.
Turn it up at the mixer, Henry.
Is this our first podcast? Because now all of a sudden I have an echo.
Well, that's because I turned everything up.
I sound like Ripper
I love it.
in London. Yeah.
So you want to come up here and use this microphone and tell us all about the drinks?
She could.
I got channel 4 turned up, Henry.
What kind of an operation are we running over here?
Smooth one, I'll tell you that.
Oh, you a smooth operator?
Yeah.
Don't make me kick you in the knee, Henry.
You know, when it's working, Henry, I just don't think I hear it in the headphones.
Can anybody hear me?
I mean, if anybody's on Facebook,
No. No, it's feeding back.
This is awesome. This is cool. No, I like it.
Dana, come up here and
Just
let's
come
talk
up and-
about this. It's not working.
Here, I can even undo this and she can grab
Yeah,
it if
just
she
undo
wants.
it and hand it to her, yeah.
she's going to come in and do it. She's got a story behind it, so.
Hello, everybody.
There it is.
Hello, sweetheart.
All right, so Todd, pass out these shots.
All right. We're going to pat. This one goes down to Billy.
Tim's got the baby shot.
You said
I heard rumors.
Hold on, you don't drink yet? The metal god drinking.
All right, so I was inspired for this shot because of the orange jumpsuit on the cover of your Return to Death Row album. So I did a blood orange shot, and because of all of the blood you must have spilled to Return to Death Row, that's the blood orange. So that's the theme here. This is blood orange vodka, orange juice, cranberry juice, and a sprig of thyme. You're going to get a little herbal sprig of thyme in there. So I shook it all up over ice, and then it's garnished with orange and cranberry. So enjoy. You don't have to have the garnish, but
What's it called?
this is called the sipper. Hey, don't turn your back.
I've been called
Don't turn your back on
Ripper, Flipper, the Stripper, and now the Sipper.
All right, I'd like to drink to our guest, Tim, the Sipper Owens. Thanks for coming down, brother.
My man, thanks for coming out, buddy.
And thanks for y'all tuning in. Here we go. Let's try this.
See, that's good. That was delicious.
Delicious.
He asked me if we do a shot at the end. I said, listen, I don't do shots.
You said I'll do it.
But I said I will do some kind of sissy shot. Like it has to be like, doesn't taste like alcohol. So
Right. So now the cover of the new record is that did we already we already did this? Is that an homage to Shocker?
it kind of is. At first, I didn't know it. The artist sent it to me as a sketch. He sketched it out and drew it, and that was it. You know.
So it wasn't like you're like, dude, Shocker from 1989.
No, I think
Michael
as it
Pileggi,
when he first did the sketch, it was just me in an electric chair, right? That's what it was going to be. It wasn't going to be. And then he's like, as it went on, it's like, yeah, it's kind of do like the Shocker thing, like a tribute to the Shocker kind of cover thing. So
And we're of similar age,
yeah,
right? So
Yep.
you've seen that movie. You're
Yeah.
a fan of Wes Craven.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So yep, of
Billy, you
course
see
I
that
saw it.
movie?
I did see it 35 years ago.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's not an Academy Award winner, but it's a good late '80s, you know, heavy metal horror movie.
I had a funny question that doing the promo for this record, for the EP. This guy says to me, "Okay, we're doing the 10-question thing. Here we go." And he goes, "Okay, if they made a movie about you, who would play you?" And I went, "Well, they kind of did make a movie about me."
Would you have picked Mark Wahlberg?
I would pick Mark Wahlberg because it's the only time in my life I would have abs. So, but I always say that
you might have some abs now, dude. You are.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah,
but I'll never have abs. But the one movie that Mark Wahlberg, he did 2 movies about me. He did Rockstar and he did Boogie Nights. So it was nice that he did two movies about me.
Were you the girl in Boogie Nights?
No, listen, I'll show you who I was.
Roller girl? Oh.
I was Thimble Man. I mean, listen, I'm built like a Mike and Ike, so we could never do that. Maybe.
Speaking of Mark Wahlberg, have you ever met him?
I'll never have. No. When that movie came out, 9/11 happened. It just came out. I was on my way to L.A. from Mexico touring with Judas Priest, and 9/11 happened when I was in Mexico, so I was trapped there for a week. But I was on my way to L.A. to do some interviews and do some talk shows, and I probably wouldn't have met him. But
who got the treatment? Like, who got the story, the original? Like, because I know they fucked it all off. Like
it all started with New York Times had I was the front page of the entertainment section of the New York Times on Sunday, which is crazy, the whole thing, and it was my story, and then I was golfing at Turkey Foot Golf Course in Akron, and my number was unlisted.
You didn't even let Taylor win the other day golfing.
No, well, no. I make her car payment, and she. So I'm out there. My parents call me. Hey, movie company just called us, and then 15 minutes later, an independent movie company just called. Then she goes, Warner Brothers just called us, and then said it was George Clooney's company, which it really was. We gave them the management, but what happened was they wanted to make their own movie. They didn't, and Judas Priest was like, I don't like the way we're looking, which it was pretty truthful. Who ran the band, who did things. It was kind of on point at that point.
Other than they didn't can Rob. Rob left, and then you came in after, right? And
here's the difference, though. Remember, they had to make some changes after Judas Priest after we pulled away from it. So at first it was kind of, but they didn't like the way it was going. So they said, we want some kind of creativity here. We want some kind of say. And Warner Brothers said, no, you can't have any say. Because at that time, we were going to have music in it.
Oh, that would have been huge.
Yeah, we were doing music in it. It was going to be called Metal Gods at that time. And everybody's like, really, it's a story about me. I should have had some say at that point. I should have made some money off of it or some say.
You didn't get a single paycheck.
No, and because what happened was when they pulled away, they made it less about us. They knew what they were doing. Okay, so
but it isn't right. They
well, it's
They twisted your.
It's
story.
Loosely based on
like you didn't have sex with a trans person.
I don't think so, but I had a lot of late nights and it was craziness. You know what I mean? And I did wake up, and it hurt to poop, but I didn't know. No, they made they changed things. The Batmobile, because they had to. They did.
And your relationship with your girl was nowhere near what that was with Jennifer Aniston. Right?
No, when at that point when I made Judas Priest, I was single, and then got married, but I knew my ex-wife at that time, and but no, everything was great, it was totally different. And also, this was the '90s. I was a Judas Priest fan like that in the '80s when I was in high school.
Right.
When I was singing, and I was an adult with a job. I didn't have posters on my wall and act like that, you know what I mean? That was like far, I had kids. And
children, yeah.
Yeah, so it was totally different.
So did you ever run into Jeff Pilson, obviously? Yeah,
it's funny, I did a festival in Europe. I think I was with Iced Earth at that time, and we did Jeff was there, and
Jason Bonham.
Jason was there, and somebody said, hey, your band's here. So we took a photo together. I don't know whatever happened to Jeff and I did some songs together, since then too. But yeah, so it's kind of funny
Have you played with Zach? Zach was in that band.
I've never played with Zach. No, I've never. And that people always say, who's people you'd want to play with? Mine was always like Tony Iommi is the big one I loved because I think my singing over Tony Iommi. But Zach and Scott Ian and Dimebag, those were the ones I always used to say because they were in all
I got a
those,
Scott Ian story.
all those have rhythms in common, right? They're all rhythm kind of players. So.
All right, so I played a festival, and Meatloaf was one of the headliners, and Warrant opened, and I'm watching Meatloaf play, and his daughter's the backup singer, beautiful, long, curly, blonde hair, beautiful. End up at the after party with her, and the crew, and all the bands and stuff, and
Verified. Robert Festa for main auto.
I gotta put this guy in.
Oh, Rob Festa.
Yeah. Hey, you're on Smoking.
Rob Festa.
Talk and Roll. Can you hear us?
We don't hear him.
I got him. Hey, dude. Thanks for calling Smokin' Talk and Roll. Who's this?
This is Rob Festa from New York.
Rob Festa, retired New York police officer who's at 9/11, who is the biggest metal fan. I just saw him he flew to Florida. He's a big Maiden fan, but this dude buys everything.
Love it.
I don't know how his wife even puts up with him, but he's became a good friend. He's even came to Akron and watched me. But
Robert, thanks for calling, man.
Rob is the man. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm watching hockey, watching you guys. My wife's making me write out Christmas cards, but I had to call you after seeing you do that fishy shot, because speaking of Florida, you embarrassed me because I was drinking the Diet Coke. But now,
oh, that's right.
I knew you did shot.
Well, he was
me a shot.
But I don't drink much. Hey, at least you saw me do a shot. But you can bust my balls, definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, you can bust my balls for drinking a Michelob Ultra and doing a sissy shot.
So wait a minute. He was in 9/11?
He was at 9/11,
You
yeah.
can bust anybody's balls. You got that.
But,
Only Tim.
He really is. He buys, absolutely everything. And when COVID was just getting where people can go out again, he would drive 6-7 hours to come to the Outpost and watch some shows, and he would drive everywhere. Like I said, he just flew to Florida. He's been to the. How often have you been to that? What is that? Rock and Roll Ribs, I think Nico's place is called, the restaurant. How often have you been to that anniversary party?
7 or 8 times.
All right, so you've been to Nico's Rib Place, and you've not visited Billy and Todd Smokin' Rock and Roll, which is even closer to New York City?
I have not, but I'll tell you what. The next show that Tim plays there, I'm going to do both. I'm going to come because actually on the Facebook Live thread, my buddy Kyle, who is, I think he's probably half in the bag, but he's always eating. He's messaging me about eating wings, saying we should go. So we'll definitely get there. We'll
do. Maybe this summer we'll try to do a coinciding.
Hey, do you send orders to people?
We do.
Oh, this guy, he orders my coffee. I have Bent Tree Coffee in Kent. They make my own Ripper blend, and he orders it by the 5-pound bags. But see, you can order some.
Yeah, we're doing Christmas bacon wrapped beef tenderloins, and we're shipping them all over the country. I'll have my partner, Todd, right there to my left, your right, give you a ring. You want to order one?
Yeah.
All right, we got a sale. I got a first sale.
I got to tell you what, Rob was probably more excited about my Glory Hole hot dog adventure than he was probably thinking, "Oh my God, bring that to New York, Long Island. People would love a Wienermobile, and this is a real Wienermobile. We could really go with it. Anyways, look it up. He'll order something. I'm telling you.
All right.
Well, what's funny is when you were talking about the Glory Hole hot dogs, that's when my wife said, all right, I'm going upstairs. I've heard enough.
Yeah, well, probably turned her on.
No,
I mean, I don't know. She probably got the old fucking pocket rocket up there and said, let's go. I'm going upstairs.
Exactly.
I usually, listen, can I be honest? I don't cuss ever.
Yeah.
You know I don't really. I try to behave myself. My daughter's, she probably has her friends watching and stuff. My daughter doesn't care. She's like, I'm not my dad.
She probably swears more than you do.
Yeah, well, listen, she's like, yeah. So anyways, now I'm being really bad. I feel really bad about myself, and I'm not, I'm going to have my butthole's going to hurt tonight from the wing sauce. My stomach's going to hurt tonight. I'm going to feel bad about myself. What a show I've been on today.
How more rock and roll can you be?
Well, before we shut out, a little gift from Stevie Rochelle and Metal Sludge right there. A little something from Smokin' Rock and Roll. This one's for Taylor.
Robert, you still there?
I can wear this now. It's a medium.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold tight.
I can actually wear mediums now.
But
so
you're
I
a
can wear
cook,
them.
so we gave you one of the Smokin' Rock and Roll
Yep.
chef
Oh.
jackets.
Yes, look at that. Huh? Gosh. I'm going to quit being a singer now. I'm going to work for these guys.
Actually,
Please
with all
do.
that, I need you to get in the kitchen and start cooking.
Please
some
I know.
stuff.
He's like, you can also wear that when
Actually, when you can do the dishes.
I was just about to say, you can also wear that when you do dishes. So
All right. Hey, Robert, last thing you want to ask or say to Tim before we sign off here?
not really.
Yeah, two quick things. Tim, when is the any update on the vinyl?
Hold on.
For,
Hold on. I
your-
just took
your
my
for the EP?
headphones off.
He lost his headphones,
That
brother.
shot, man. You think it's fruity, but woo, man. What'd you say?
The vinyl for the EP, which is amazing. The EP, I've been rocking the CD at work every day. It's unbelievable. It's
What was the
but you had a
question?
good executive.
When's the
producer
vinyl
on it.
coming out?
Oh, the
question
vinyl.
is,
Well,
when did-
everybody's
when did
behind.
vinyl come out?
Everybody's behind on vinyl. I mean, it's
It takes months.
yeah.
and
So
months
I
for
think
vinyl.
it's probably going to be not too much longer. You know what? I'll ask. You know what, Rob? I'll ask Jamie tomorrow, and I will do that for you because people message me. I was saying that earlier. They message me say, "Where's my order?" This and that and the other. Asking me. You know, it's like let me mail the artist and see where the.
My order's 2 weeks late, you asshole.
Or they'll say, "Where can I get this at?" And I'm like,
was me
"The
today.
link that's on the top of it." No, but people ask me, "There's a link there."
Exactly.
It's like, where can I get it? Is there somewhere to listen to it? Like, yeah, there's a link that's got everything you need to order, listen to,
Have
whatever.
you clicked on that link and gone through the process yourself?
Yeah, I click on the link and they're all there.
Exactly. So
I
and I
clicked
got
on that
the
link, it was
CD.
all
It pulled
fucked
me
up.
over.
No, there's all there. You click on that
I'm gonna-
link and it brings up not only the store, which is harder to find because it's at the top, but that's more of the streaming where you buy it, all the stuff. It's all there. I mean, not on my website, on my post that I did.
Oh, you have a.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I know it's not a,
There's a lot of different buttons you got to hit.
I know it's times have changed from the rotary phones, so it's harder to go. What and what am I supposed to do now? We're from that era, so
Yeah, but
we
get
don't.
it.
Sometimes
Yeah,
we don't get it.
That's
I
why
mean,
you have kids. Have
Hey,
the
look,
kid
I got a new iPad and it's an Etch a Sketch. So it's kind of like, hey, look what I just ordered something from Amazon. Look, it's
That's
a
why
stick
you-
man.
That's why you have
You know
children.
what?
They
You know what?
figure it out
You know
for
what the problem is, Tim?
What?
You know what the problem is, Tim? You can't press one for English on the rotary phone.
Yeah,
Very
well,
hard to figure out.
I know, but I can dial 911, buddy. So don't mess with me.
Robert, thanks for calling, brother.
Hey,
Yes.
Rob,
Listen,
thanks for calling.
Support your food truck. I'm going to order something. You got it. Great show,
He will.
guys.
He'll
Be
get
well.
right with it.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
You too, buddy.
Merry
He
Christmas,
will.
brother.
He's like the best fan. He's become a friend. So.
Dude, I want to know the guy now. I want to know the guy.
Oh, look him up on my page. He has to change his name a lot. He has to get a lot of fake pages because he's always getting
I got his number.
He's getting disconnected or like.
Robert,
Oh,
I'm
he's-
going to
social
call you,
media.
brother.
Roberta Festa, and he's got all kinds of fake names. And all of a sudden, it's like he's, I don't. Thank God he's retired because.
All right, well, we kept you guys a little bit
Yeah,
longer
what
than
time-
usual, but
Jesus, man.
what a wonderful guest, Tim.
Hey, this was fantastic. I had a blast. Thank you guys for. Listen, I usually don't. I wouldn't have came here. I always do them at home.
Yeah.
Right. And he
Well,
said you can sit at home and
I
do
said,
it.
want to Zoom it? No, he wanted to
I
come
said,
for the food.
I'll come up here and do it just because it's, we're friends and we don't get to do it.
Right.
And it'll be fun this way. And then when you said you'd pay me for my gas money, I thought, well, this is
Oh,
fantastic.
gotta go, dude.
Bam! There it is, son.
No, but I just said this is fun to do it this way. And I sit at home and do them on the thing. I did 2 of them today, sitting there doing it on the. And
much
it's like
better.
we get to come up and have some fun. So this is great. Thanks for having me, and congratulations on all the success on the food truck. It's great. I love it. For 2 great guys, and good for you guys.
Thank you so much, man.
Yes.
All right, man. Well, hey, smoke and talk and roll. We had a great show. Every in the studio, let's make some noise.
This might be our last show for the year. We're going to figure it out. We'll let you know next week. Tim, love you, brother. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming
buddy.
out. Best guest
Thank you,
ever.
Billy. Thank you,
Thanks
buddy.
for
We'll have Tim
everybody out
back.
there.
We'll have Tim back real soon. We're gonna do a show this summer if time permits. If he's not on the road with KK,
He can be on.
we'll do a Billy Morris band. We'll do a Tim Ripper Owens band, and we will do a smoke and rock and roll food truck festival.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Featuring the debut of the Tim Ripper Owens hot sauce box.
Yes.
Which we're going to be talking about. For Billy Morris, Todd Chason, our special guest, Tim the Ripper Owens, you've been listening to the Smokin' Talk and Roll podcast. We'll see you sooner than later. Later!
Holidays and...